Let's explore the rise and fall of the Touring Talkies, or canvas cathedrals, through the eyes of the family in the early 1900s. We will look at the sensory experience of the evening, complete with farsan and Lakota soda. Before the roar of internal combustion engines, cinema traveled at the pace of the bullock cart. In the 1910s and 1920s, early exhibitors showed films by pioneers like Dada Saheb Phalke and Vyakhyata Sampat navigating the weekly market routes of Gujarat. In the silent era, the equipment, hand-cranked projectors and screens, was carted into the interior. These early exhibitions were primitive but profound, featuring films like Raja Harish Chandra from 1913. Because these were silent films, the experience was communal and oral. A Vyakhyata narrator would stand beside the screen, translating the visual narrative into Gujarati for the audience. Local musicians, often playing the harmonium or tabla, provided a live score. For the villagers of Sankada and surrounding hamlets like Bahadurpur, mythological films such as Raja Harish Chandra, 1913, were treated as divine apparitions. It was common for viewers to prostrate themselves before the screen in a gesture of religious devotion. True, the late 1930s brought a technological shift with reliable motorized trucks, often repurposed military or transport vehicles. These vehicles transported heavy diesel generators, the Beasley machines, needed for sound, marking the birth of the Touring Talkies. Touring Talkies companies would set up a massive waterproof tent, or Tamboo, near local bazaars such as open fields near the Sankada Bazaar or the Orsang River. This nomadic setup included a large white cloth screen stretched taut between bamboo poles and a 35mm projector in the back of the truck. To promote the screening, a truck would patrol the narrow lanes of Sankada, and a worker with a megaphone, or bongaloo, would announce showtimes and play hit songs to attract the townspeople. Programming was carefully curated for the conservative, rural audience. Films fell into three categories: religious and mythological, social and folklore, and national blockbusters, ensuring family attendance. Basically safe hits that ensured family attendance, that showed local values. Also national blockbusters. The interior of the Tamboo mirrored social stratification. Ticket prices were tiered to ensure accessibility for everyone from wealthy merchants to daily laborers. Seating ranged from the dirt floor pit for 25 to 50 paisa to the chair class for the elite, costing up to 2 rupees. There was a possibility a sectioned off area by a curtain for women. The cinematic experience was inextricably linked to the local Mela fair atmosphere and was a cultural event. The intermission, the time required for the projectionist to physically switch heavy film reels, was the peak of commerce. Roasted staples included peanuts, sing, and chickpeas, chana, were served in paper cones made from old-school notebooks. The crunch of shells being cracked became the unofficial background score of the era. The cinematic journey was incomplete without local savory snacks. Vendors carried wicker baskets filled with Gujarati farsan such as gatia, sev, and fresh bhajias. Lakota soda vendor would have cod-neck bottles sealed with a glass marble, Lakota. The bottle had to be popped with a thumb. BTW hands down, Bahadurpur has the best Lakota soda. I see myself as a connoisseur of this. Masala is just right, the carbonation on point, perfect amount of lemon. For adults, a screening was not complete without a post-movie pan from a stall outside the tent, serving as a digestive for the long walk home through the dark fields. Sankada existed at the end of a long physical supply chain. Films moved as heavy metal canisters containing miles of volatile celluloid. A movie would debut in Bombay or Baroda. Once the Jubilee runs in the cities were finished, the prints were sent to permanent town theaters in Bodeli or Dubai. By the time a print reached a touring talkie in Sankada, often 6 months to a year after its initial release, the film was scratched and the colors faded. Yet to the audience in the tent, it remained new magic. The 1950s brought permanent cinemas, which siphoned off audiences. The Tamboo cinemas survived for decades by pivoting to specialized Gujarati folk cinema and the festival circuit. The final blow came in the late 1970s with TVs and VCRs, making the logistical burden of the canvas cathedrals unsustainable. The canvas cathedrals were folded for the last time, leaving behind only the scent of wood smoke and the crunch of peanut shells in the collective memory of the town. We hope this video has brought back memories of the Touring Talkies. We invite you to recall your first movie, favorite snacks. Was this something that you experienced or was described to you?